entertaining, but yeah.
I just left it on so that people at home have some noise while they're waiting.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay.
I go live early.
Good to know.
So for Billiards TV.
I was wondering.
uses Predator cues and Revo Shaft. She is a 2-time Canadian champion. Sponsored by Jam Up Apparel and Rookie of the Year 2009 WPBA. Please welcome Vero Menard. On table 2 from White Bear Lake, Minnesota, she took 5th place in the Junior World 9-ball competition in 2021. She took 1st place at the 8-ball Nationals in 2021, 1st place at the BEF Nationals in 2021, 1st place in the JIC Tour 2022, and 1st place in the BNEA Nationals in 2022. She is sponsored by RJH Custom Cues, Twin City Billiards, Littman Lights, O'Keefe's Collision, Finishing Touch Plus, Jam Up Apparel, Main Home Recreation. Let's welcome the smooth criminal Kennedy Myman. And her opponent from Adrian, Michigan, current ranking is 27th. In 2023, she was inducted into the Valley National 8-Ball Association Hall of Fame. She is the 2020 Midwest Open Ladies Champion, the 2022 Men's Masters BBA Michigan State Champion for both 8-ball and 9-ball. Her sponsors are Straight Pool Eye, C-Dago, Custom Cues, and Bridgemate. Let's welcome LFR Lonnie Fox Raymond. On table 3 from Atlanta, Georgia, currently ranked 13th. Her sponsors are Brunswick Billiards, Lucasi Cues, Tome, Joseph McCowan Salons. Let's welcome Ashley Rice. And her opponent, the BNEA Junior Champion, currently ranked 138. Her sponsors, Jacoby Custom Cues, Alice Adams. On table 4 from Hubbard, Ohio, she is a 2022 BCA CSI Ohio State Ladies 8-Ball Champion, currently ranked 79th. Sponsors, McDermott Cues, Straight Pool Eye, and with Eric Nelson. Let's welcome Carrie Anderson.
Digital Pool is the ultimate app for billiards enthusiasts, tournament directors, and league operators. Digital Pool enables world-class billiards events by using innovative technology to enhance and streamline the experience at every angle. Experience features like live scoring, text notifications, table assignments, real-time match updates, automatic reporting the Fargo rating, player stats and profiles, live streaming overlays, online player registration, and digital payment tracking. Enjoy all this and more by signing up for your free account at digitalpool.com.
Women in Pool inaugural 9-ball champion, 2022 SBE Women's Amateur Open runner-up, sponsored by J.P. Chowder Custom Cues, Game on Gear, PA Pro Am Pool, The Shark Stream, Just the Tip Pool Cue Repair. Ashley Benoit. Her opponent from Chicago, Illinois, ranking 31. She plays with the Mez Q and Ignite Carbon Fiber Shaft, a Mez Power Break 2, and a Predator Airbrush Jump Q. Let's welcome Olivia Chang. Table 12, from Citrus Springs, Florida, currently ranked 9th. She uses the J Flowers Jump Q and the Predator Air Rush, along with Muji Playing Q. Her sponsors are Iron City Billiards, Team Straight Pool Eye, Billiard Live Stream, No Quit Apparel. Let's welcome Kaylee the Natural McIntosh. U.S. Amateur Champion. She is sponsored by Lakeshore Trucking, American Hustler, Castillo Leather Goods, Pure Red Hustling, and Team Straight Pool Eye. Let's welcome Tina Larson. On table 14 from Birmingham, Alabama, currently ranked 4th in the WPBA. She took second place in the WPBA Palmetto Invitational 2024, second place in the WPBA Fairfield Invitational 2024, winner of the Women's Mez Swiss Open 9-ball. Sponsors are Olhausen, Kamui, Mez, The Academy, Jam Up Apparel, and Iron City Billiards. Let's welcome the Slater, Christina Zlateva. Her opponent from Wesley Chapel, Florida. She has multiple Florida State 8-ball and 9-ball championships. Her sponsors are Anti-Cloth, How Tips, Eastern Billiards, Straight Pool Eye, The Corner Pocket, No Quit Apparel, and Castello Leather Goods and Custom Cases. Let's welcome the Velvet Hammer, Stephanie Mitchell. And now on table 13, our TV featured table. From New York, New York, 2011 Mez Tour Stop Champion, 2016 Duel of the Dames Champion. Her sponsors, Q Pocket, Amsterdam Billiard Club, Jacoby Custom Cues, In the Zone Sportswear, Tom Billiards, J Flower Custom Cues, Moonlighting Billiards, and Litman Lights. Let's welcome Emily, the Billiard Bombshell Duddy. And her opponent from Columbus, Ohio, highest rank was 12th place in the WPBA. Her playing cues, Paul Motti, break cue, Hubler. 2015 Music City Open Women's Champion. 2018 MLRT Champion. Her sponsors are Cushion Billiards and Lounge and KFQs. Let's welcome the Terror, Teruko Macklin. Good luck, ladies. Enjoy the tournament, spectators.
Welcome, everyone.
Good morning.
To the 2024 CueSpeed Napa Invitational at Railyard Billiards in Louisville, Kentucky. I'm Ada Leo, and I'm joined in the booth by Ray Bourne.
Yep, I'm here again from Atlanta, Georgia. Here with Ashley Rice. She's playing on one of the other tables.
Awesome.
We have an exciting match here for you, I'm sure.
So we have Emily Duddy versus Teruko Macklin.
Yep.
So just wanted to introduce the players. Teruko Macklin, who formerly Teruko Kukulele, is from Columbus, Ohio, and her nickname is the Terror. She is currently ranked 28 in the WPBA with a highest ranking of 12. She is playing with a Paul Motti playing cue and a Huber break cue. She's got several accomplishments, including a 2011 Miss Cues Regional Tour Champion, 2012 WPBA Most Improved Player Award, 2013 Eastern Regional BCA PL Women's 8-Ball and 9-Ball Champion, 2015 Music City Women's Open Champion, and 2018 MLRT Champion. Her sponsors are Cushion Billiards and Lounge and KFQs.
And her opponent is Emily the Billiard Bombshell Duddy, who many of you may be familiar with. She's been playing since 2010 in the WPBA. She has multiple titles: in 2010 Rookie of the Year, 2009 BCA National Team Champion, represented the USA in 8-10 World Championships, 2011 Mez Tour Stop Champion, 2016 Duel of the Dames Champion, runner-up 2017 Ashton Twins Classic. She's been on the reality shows Hustlers, Harry, Today Show, and In a Man's World, and she's sponsored by Amsterdam Billiard Club, Jacoby Custom Cues, In the Zone Sportswear, Town Billiards, Shea Flowers Custom Cases, Moonlighting Billiards, Litman Lights, and Q Pocket. and she's quite a player and a great personality, and we love her.
So just wanted to go over the match rules. So we are playing 9-ball. This is a race to 8, alternate break, cue ball fouls only. And we are doing the 3-point breaking requirement, which means that you need to have a combination of 3 balls pocketed or crossing the kitchen after the break. If the break is not fulfilled, then the incoming player has the choice of accepting the table and making a shot on the first ball, or giving the table back to the breaker, and the breaker can push.
Yeah, the person receiving the 3-point opportunity or choice cannot push the ball. So here we go, and looks like Teruko won the break and the lag and has broken, and Duddy's now looking at the table. I think they may have pushed out. I didn't see what was happening as we were doing our introductions.
Well, we do have a little bit of a mess over in the right side with the 2 and the 7 tied up. So do you think Emily's going to go for this combo right now, or try to play a safe?
She looks lined up like she wants to be aggressive, but I think she's hopefully going to tap it and try to come out. It's a little early to shoot a ball like that. So, yeah, no, I think that's the right shot.
Yeah, especially the first
Great
rack.
ball.
Both players are trying to get used to the table. It's
Yeah.
very slick. They just reclocked the table a few days ago.
Yeah.
And the lighting over the live stream table is brighter than the other tables. So I'm sure that the added heat from the lighting is also affecting the
Yeah.
speed of the cloth.
It should also be mentioned these are 4 1/4 pockets at the Railyard, and the Railyard's been amazing for this event. But all of these tables have 4 1/4 pockets. Typically, everything's played on 4.5 inch, so everything is tighter. Every ball that goes is a good ball, even if it bangs in a little bit. These tables, even with the new cloth, have been pretty difficult. I was playing on them myself, and I'm pretty accomplished player, and they're just not easy. You got to hit them well.
Well, and also the diamond tables, the corners have such deep pockets, so like
The
even
shelf,
if you
yes.
hit it in a certain way, you may rattle the ball. So you may see some of that, especially if people are used to punching balls that might not go in on this
Yeah,
type of table.
absolutely.
So you have to make these adjustments. It's like you're playing golf. You got to
Yeah.
examine the conditions, see if the wind is blowing a certain way. So pool
Yeah,
players have to
no
do
doubt.
this when they walk into the room and adjust with the conditions of the room, the humidity or lack thereof, and the table conditions.
Yeah, pocket speed and stroke speed are slightly different on these tables than they would be on the same given table with a 4.5 pocket or different cloth conditions. So as you said, you got to come in and you got to figure out what those correct speeds are, so that when you're playing your shots, you get a expected result. And so they're having a safety battle here, and I think that's been the right thing to do. There hasn't been a chance to get going, and as Ada just said, it's really early in the match to go firing away at balls and possibly hanging them and leaving your opponent something to get started on. So these girls are both seasoned veterans, and neither one wants to let the other one get hot first, and that's the correct way, I think, to start a set like this. So pretty much exactly what you expect. Teruko froze that ball, and Duddy had the hardest hit of so far, and has
Teruko
missed.
put Emily in jail. Those are my
Yeah.
favorite type of safeties when
Yeah.
you're rolling up against the ball. People are wondering, like, especially beginners, that get these questions, but what are the optimal safeties that you play in 9-ball? And I think the most effective safety is if you can roll it up against another ball and then cut off any paths to kick.
Yeah, the frozen ball safety generally yields two rail kicks or more, and those are just much harder to get exactly what you want, especially 2. I'd probably rather kick 3 than 2, quite honestly.
But then I guess the next level would be like, how do you kick and safe your opponent after they put you in that situation? So that's another level.
Sure, it's in the alignment, and of course, as the match goes on, and you feel a little more confident in your alignment and your punch and the speed of the table, it becomes easier to hit those return safes off of kicks. But it's always difficult, and from frozen ball, it's always really difficult.
Yeah, exactly. So just wanted to remind everyone to please like, share, follow, and all our social networks, especially the YouTube channel where we're broadcasting this. And we are also on Billiards TV. And then you can also donate to the stream. There's a $ symbol next to one of those buttons inside your YouTube settings, and you can contribute to the stream, and we are offering this for free. So any contribution you make, we're going to make it bigger and better. And the last event, Lonnie was able
Great
to
shot.
introduce new mics, and hopefully the sound quality was much better for you.
So Teruko has hit a great. We were explaining how to support us and so forth, but Teruko lined up for a combo there without even trying to get down to the other way with it, which I was questioning a little bit, but she easily pocketed that combo with great confidence. She did call her extension afterwards to get her extension.
Now this is going to be a tricky shot because I think normally you would be punching this off the rail, going forward and punching it to kind of get position for the 7.
Yeah, with the 9 there, you're going to come back towards
Oh,
that
watch
side.
out for the side.
That's the shot. You got to come back towards it. So I give lessons. So right there, I'm coaching people not to hit the rail because that means you can't scratch on that shot. But of course, that's easier said than done, and especially when the adrenaline's flowing, you're just getting started. It's very easy to come back and roll what I would say is a little bit too far and bring the scratch into play. But she was on a good line, and she looks to pocket these 2 balls and get the first game.
And she had to use her extension, too, so that makes her cue even longer, and then the weight distribution's a little bit different.
Sure. Sure.
Oh, and Teruko has drawn first blood. She is on the board 1-0 against Emily Duddy.
That ball in hand, that freeze safe, it was the freeze safe that got her there. And so she's the first player to pocket a bunch of balls in a row, and sometimes that can be a big difference in a match.
So I wanted to thank our event sponsors for this event, the WPBA 2024 Napa CueSpeed Invitational. This event is sponsored by poolshooters.com, Billiard Life, Napa, North American Pool Shooters Association, Michelle Griffin, CueSpeed, and of course our host location, Railyard Billiards.
And they've been great.
Yeah,
Railyard, we can't say enough good things about them. I hope they'll have us back next year, that's for sure. It should also be said that you can buy these sets of balls we're using. We're using the Super Pro Aramith TV sets for these tournaments, and we sell them once used for $370, I believe it is. You can order them from the website, and there's not a better deal on Super Pro Aramith sets than that. So
yeah, and you can
that's
get
another way to support us. We do it every tournament. So if you don't get one this time or it says we're sold out, you can be ready the next time, and there's always another set available the next time we have a tournament. So great way to support us, and you get yourself a set of $600 balls for $370. Hard to beat.
And if you like, you could get the cue ball signed by one
Yeah,
of the
I've heard
players
that.
here.
I've never seen that done, but I've heard that, and that's a great thing to do. Very often the players that are here at the end when these sets get ordered are great players, and yeah, you can pick up a great autograph or 2, I've heard before. So.
And stay tuned to the last day, because Lonnie usually tries to do a giveaway and some surprises for our loyal
Oh, I didn't
followers.
know that. I'm
So-
probably not allowed to win, but I did not know that. I'll have to get my peeps on it.
Yeah, so definitely like, share, and follow so that you have a chance to win something on the last day, which is Sunday. So we're now down to how many players? I would think
I
the
think-
last 16 maybe, or 24.
This might still be 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe this is still 24. I'm not sure about that, but I believe this is still 24. But by the end of today, we'll have 4 for tomorrow. So it will be Final 4. We used to do Final 6 on Sunday, but it was running really late, and people were having to stay an extra day and get hotels an extra night and this kind of stuff. So we now do Final 4 on Sunday, and it makes for a nice half to a little bit over 2/3 of a day instead of a long day on the last day.
So Emily played a really nice save. I recognized that 3 ball had no pocket, so she sent it a distance away and also got the cue ball behind the 6. So now Teruko's got to make the decision. Does she jump the shot?
Yeah, she's got a choice to make here. While it's not a freeze safe, this is a tricky ball. Looks like she can see it. I don't think she can make it, so I don't know. She is kicking. Oh, what a great kick.
Very nice.
She caught it full, so it wasn't a full-fledged hit and stick, but she caught the ball full, which is what you want to do. You usually, again, when I train people, I'm training them. You got to choose beforehand. Are you hit and stick or a full hit, or are you coming thin and running the cue ball away from the ball? And you got to combine that with whether you're trying to make the ball or not make the ball and play safe. So you have to formulate what's the correct thing to do. That was, in my mind, the right thing to do there. Don't even risk the second rail stick because the cue ball was going to stay and the other ball was going to run. So this created a shot that was not favorable, and Duddy has made a good hit, but has not left what you want to leave here. And so Teruko has another chance to take a table.
Yeah, so Teruko's shot was actually what I was talking about earlier, the kick resave, and she was able to successfully give Duddy a small like edge so she could see it, but Emily couldn't pocket or do anything besides just hit it and hopefully like get a good position or result. But unfortunately, this has kind of left it in front of the pocket.
So I obviously trained Ashley Rice, my wife that's here, and I taught her from the beginning, but I've actually told her many times, sometimes I like leaving an edge of a ball and a person hitting that edge and what comes out of that more than I like full kicks and going for hitting sticks, because sometimes that edge of the ball will yield both balls in the open like it did this time. So it's not always, I mean, sure, if you can freeze it, it's great most times, but sometimes leaving an edge of a ball can be a great thing. So an uncharacteristic miss for Teruko.
Well, she's calling us foul on herself because you could
No,
tell.
she touched it
Yeah.
on her way in. Something happened. So, yeah, she is an honorable player, and I love to see people be honorable because I didn't see anything happen. But
Yeah, she just explained that there was something with her hand when she delivered it, and
yeah, so she double tapped or something. We
So
don't
that's
have
what
a replay, guys, and I do apologize for that. We continue to improve our stuff, and the more donations we receive, the more equipment we buy, and you know, nothing goes to anyone. Everybody here is donating their time and efforts, and Lonnie donates an amazing amount of time and effort, and her husband, our master timekeeper, he sits here the whole tournament, does he not? I mean,
Yeah.
Bob's amazing, so Bob should always be mentioned. Bob Raymond, he essentially spends the entire tournament. He's got a notebook with everything that happens. He can tell you what happened in which rack, and we really appreciate them.
Well, Railyard here actually has its own live stream setup, which
Yeah.
we're piggybacking.
We're leeching off of their system here, and we love their system,
They
obviously.
have a couple of different views, so we can do this left side view, and then we have an overhead view. So you know, definitely more options for us to
Yeah.
show you when
We
it
are
comes to
trying to-
different views to discuss about the table. So.
And we're trying to buy that equipment. So again, guys, when you put money in, it's not just going in somebody's pocket. It's going towards a new camera or maintenance of equipment we have, or it's never really going to anyone. It's going to make this stream better. So again, when you like and share and donate and buy these sets of balls, you are really just making the product that we're able to produce for you better. So Duddy bumped the ball here. She's called her extension.
Yeah, so the players are working with a 40-second shot clock, and each player gets one extension per rack.
I think you got to just pocket this ball right here. She's down one game. She's a great ball maker. So if you know Duddy, you know she's a great shot maker.
I think what you have to be careful about is not scratching.
There it is,
right?
boom.
So
Here it comes, and yes, you're looking at that corner scratch. Good call. But she's done well.
oh, but Teruko's got on the table, so there must have been like something that
Yeah,
happened
what happened there with Duddy not shooting the 8? I don't. Oh wait, oh no, the 8 didn't fall. It's hanging.
Oh,
I
I'm
did
sorry.
not see it.
It's still early in the morning. I didn't drink my coffee yet, and was switching between the views and didn't.
Am I in the matrix? I swore that ball was headed straight in. So like I said,
No.
these 4 1/4 pockets are not playing. Oh, she brushed it with her hand. Okay.
No, that was the someone in the chat explaining why she called the foul on herself before.
Oh, Teruko.
Yes, Teruko.
Okay,
But
so
yeah,
I don't know
that-
what. Yeah, that ball looked like it was cruising straight in, did it not?
I think she hit it a little too soft,
Jeez.
and then maybe she put a little inside, and then it
Wow.
just caught the, didn't have enough rotation to get
Wow.
past this deep shelf here.
Yeah. That deep shelf you were talking about.
So let's play a video on our tour sponsors.
All right, we're back, and Teruko is at the table with the break. She has racked the balls and getting ready to break them up.
So we have two more stops in the WPBA calendar for this year. Next month we'll be heading to Concord, New Hampshire at Capital City Billiards. It'll be the first time we're going to that location. They just opened up this year, so super excited to see that room and meet all the people there. So if you're in Concord, New Hampshire, next month it's going to be November 21st through the 24th. Please stop by and check out the event live. It's definitely a different experience to see the event live versus live stream, but and you can meet the ladies.
And we're very excited about going up there for the first time. What a great break. Teruko has smashed the balls, and she's made 3 and has a shot on the 3. So while it's not perfect for the 5, I believe she can get to it with enough drift. So this will be a little bit touchy not to draw it back to a funny line and not to stay where the 8 blocks the ball. It's a little bit touchy. It's not terrible. But again, this is early in the match, and so these kinds of shots, you don't quite have everything dialed, and the table, as tough as it's playing, it's just a lot of factors. But if she drifts over for this 5, I believe that she'll be in good position to run the table.
You mean to draw it back?
She needs to drift over. If you draw back too much, you actually make a bad angle on the 5, right? So it's got to drift just like that.
Like she stunned it over.
Yeah, she's hit it flawlessly. So with that done, now she should feel pretty confident. Take a good look at the table. And
so our final stop I wanted to mention is in December we're going to be in Rothschild, Wisconsin at the Central Wisconsin and Expo Convention Center. So you could stop by there. That's going to be in the mid-December.
Looking forward to that as well. And that's the Dr. Poole will be there, right?
Yes,
Oh,
Dr.
yeah.
Poole
There's
Classic. That's our one of our big events. Our biggest event, of course, is Soaring Eagle over in Mount Pleasant, Michigan in the summer. But then we have our finale, the Dr. Poole Classic in Wisconsin.
So if you're an amateur player, there is a big, huge money-added tournament going on during our last event. And there's, as every year, I'm always amazed, there's 100 or 120 Valley 7-footers they use for that table, or for that tournament. And it's big money added. I want to say it's 40,000 or something that they add to that. It's a really great amateur tournament. So it's handicapped. I believe they use Fargo handicapping, and it's a really good event and another reason to come out and not only see the girls play, but you can get some good pool in yourself and have a chance to win some money.
So at this event at Railyard Billiards, we're playing concurrently with the Napa Nationals. So it's a week-long event where they're playing different formats. Like yesterday was 7-ball, which I had never heard of, and today starts their 8-ball.
I did not know they did 7-ball. I keep hearing really good things about Napa. We're down in Atlanta. We're basically APA dominated, but I have heard some good things about Napa. Ooh.
So in the next
There's
room,
that tight pocket again, but it falls.
There's 24 bar box tables, I believe, in the next room. It's quite a lot, and there's like over 150 people already in there.
Yeah. It's early morning Saturday at the Railyard, and there's a room full of people over in the other room. There's a room full of ladies playing professional matches in here. There's fans here. Just an amazing environment. Again, just to toot their horn, and they deserve it. The Railyard has literally been amazing. Your player room is off the chain in there. 2 U.S. Open tables.
We have to thank Michelle Griffin for that. She
unreal.
Single-handedly put together the refreshments and the player room, and we really appreciate and thank her efforts here.
Yeah, the ladies have 2 U.S. Open tables. They brought them straight from there. I don't know what they're doing with them after that, because that's supposed to be their dart room. But these tables are 4-inch pockets, and you can hit a ball 100 miles an hour down the rail, which I did because that's the first thing I do on any tight table. It played so perfect, unbelievable. So the practice room's great, the food's been great, the people have been great, the owners have been great. Sean and Kyle that have helped run the stream equipment for us and let us piggyback off their systems, they've been great. Can't say enough good things about Railyard, so just want to make sure that gets said. We've been lucky with these pool halls this year. All of them have been great. The New York Racks was fantastic, where Kapow plays out of, Carolyn Powell, Felt last month.
Racks is actually not far from me either, and it was
you're up there too, yeah.
definitely very refreshing not to be on an airplane.
I bet.
Travel that far.
Not that the roads up there were fun to drive, though. Boy, that's
Yeah,
some driving up there. I was driving around. I was like, goodness
Well,
gracious.
Oh, you were driving?
New York,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm used to it.
Ashley's brother's in Manhattan, so we went to visit him, and goodness gracious, man, it took us 2.5 hours to get into the pool hall the first day when we came in New York traffic. But look, exciting, fun, amazing place to be.
Welcome to the jungle.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. So Teruko's at the table again here, and she's definitely the player that's gotten warmed up first. And so that can be a big thing in these matches, you know, that you don't get to double or nothing and play again or any of that. This is one set pool, alternating break. It's very hard to get your fire going and keep it going.
Well,
So
she's left herself with this funny position right now. So
yeah, she didn't come high enough.
would you try to bank this? What do you think?
I think you got to play safe. Duddy hasn't gotten going yet. If the other player's on fire, so in the middle, nobody's on fire, I might try to be aggressive. One player's on fire and the other's not. I want to keep it that way. So my answer could vary depending on how I'm feeling, but I like what she tried to do there, get the safe behind the ball, but she just hasn't got her alignment settled yet. And when those balls hit the rails, they turn and twist because of that cloth that we were talking about. So it's hard to judge.
Emily jacked up against this
She is on
ball.
top of the 9, yeah. So Emily plays safe, and I think she's got it. Maybe even a dual purpose.
Let's see, with this overhead view, what can we see here?
Yeah, she's got a pretty significant block there with the 8 blocking the kick side of the 3, and that would have been maybe a masse sort of kick, but you would have had a chance to make the ball. It would have been maybe an advisable shot to take, but not with the 8 there. So this will be a tough hit.
Well, one thing that happens in a pool match that people don't realize is there are momentum shifts. So while Teruko is up 3-0, I don't doubt that there's going to be a turnaround, and then Emily's going to start getting on the board. These two players are evenly matched in their Fargo, so I expect it to be very, very close.
So that was a great try. If you hit the other side of the 3, it's going to pocket the cue ball. So you have to hit the top side of the 3 or towards the 8 is the only way to hit clean there and not scratch. So Teruko had a really small target, and she went right inside of that zone and ended up pocketing the 8 off of a hit and stick impact. But she had to be on that side of the 3, so it's just very difficult. And here's a chance for Duddy to pocket a few balls, get her first game under her belt, and start pushing towards winning this match.
Yeah, so she's got to examine and figure out, like, how does she want to pattern this? You know, does she decide to go for this 5 ball in the top left corner there, or does she go for the left side pocket?
I think the left side, and that puts you good for the 7. And her angles are good for that, yeah.
Yeah, especially on a slick table. You don't want to make it too complicated and force anything, so you want to try to go with the natural path as possible. You know, don't really put too much English because the English is affecting differently on the slotty cloth. And
it'll literally curve the ball while it's traveling. So, yeah, it's you have to be mindful of what you're on for sure. Now, she's let that one push a little further down, but again, she's such a good shot maker. I'm sure she's thinking, I'm going to put this in. The 9's a duck, more or less. And she has done so. She's a very confident player, so I expect her to finish out here.
Yeah, and get the first one on the board for her.
Yep. And the first one's always the toughest. I'm sure you felt that. I know I've felt that before. It seems like that first one sometimes can be tricky. Oh, no.
Wow. She's definitely disappointed by that.
Yeah, for sure. I hope my head is far enough up in this booth where she's not listening to me talk.
No, you're fine.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, I think if you lean back, that's when the sound travels over the
Right
booth
over
and
the
towards
top,
the
yeah.
players, but this plexiglass is pretty big.
I'm very purposefully, Ada will tell you, Ray's almost climbed up into the booth. I'm almost standing up on the table. I've got my knees pushing up underneath.
Do you consider yourself a loud talker then?
Yeah, I have no choice but to do that. I've been told throughout my life since I was 1 year old. So I try to.
So it looks
do what
like
I can.
Emily decided to take a break, so we'll play a few commercials for you while that's happening.
Digital Pool is the ultimate app for billiards enthusiasts, tournament directors, and league operators. Digital Pool enables world-class billiards events by using innovative technology to enhance and streamline the experience at every angle. Experience features like live scoring, text notifications, table assignments, real-time match updates, automatic reporting the Fargo rating, player stats and profiles, live streaming overlays, online player registration, and digital payment tracking. Enjoy all this and more by signing up for your free account at digitalpool.com.
So the players are still on a break, so let's take a look around the room and see how everybody else is doing. So Brittany Bryant right now is up 2-1 against Carrie Anderson.
Yes.
Christina Zlateva, the Slayer, is up 4-0 against Stephanie the Velvet Hammer Mitchell. Ashley Rice, your wife here, 2-0 against Alice Adams.
Yeah. And Alice is, look, she's a junior player and she's getting her legs under her. We're looking for great things from her today and in the future. So this is one of her first, or if not her first, WPBA event.
I think she's played in another event before,
Has
but she is definitely up and coming and new to this tour.
Yeah, it's new feelings, new nerves, new things happening.
And then we have Kaylee McIntosh Driscoll 4-0 against Tina Larson. Ashley Benoit 2-1 over Olivia Chang, and Veronique Menard 3-0 against Susan Williams, and Kennedy Myman. She's having a really great tournament.
Kennedy is playing so good and getting better and better and better. Definitely one to watch. I think she's 16 or 17 or
she's
whatever.
18, and
okay.
she's currently 2-0 against our voice of the live stream, Lonnie Fox Raymond.
Kennedy has been playing really well. I spoke to her some in Colorado. I had never really gotten a chance to talk to her, but we found ourselves up in the VIP area watching at Felt last month, and I got to be honest, or I guess 2 weeks ago, but she has really sort of upped her game, and her confidence is there, and I expect to see great things out of her as well.
Well, we do have very promising juniors on the tour,
Yeah.
including a 12-year-old, Jordan Helfery. She's so mature for 12 years old, so composed, and such a talent already.
Sophia Mass, Savannah the Roadrunner. I'm actually, I have the honor, some people have asked me to work with their daughter in Atlanta, who's an unknown right now. And I don't know if I said her name in the stream the other day, but I won't put her on blast just yet. Maybe the next time I'm in the booth, I'll mention her name.
I think you need to just hold your
But,
horses and wait for the right time.
I'm very excited to get a chance to work with this young lady. She's very good. She has had no instruction yet. She's only been playing 8 months, and we went out to their house to do an evaluation, and she was running the ball out. So I'm very excited to work with her, and I look forward to those times coming forward, and probably her making this this tour. So Teruko has broken well, and she's currently got the confidence. Duddy's moment to take a table and start to spin things around, unfortunately, went awry there at the end. And again, anybody saying, "Oh, she hung the 9," these tight 4 1/4 diamond pockets are playing tough. The big shelf. They're starting to catch. They're not sliding in as much as they were. However, your kicks and stuff are still sliding a lot. They're just playing difficult. They're give it another month and they'll be playing a little bit easier. But right now, they're playing very difficult.
I think when you recloth the table, it takes at least a week
Yeah.
or more for it to get worn in.
Yeah, there's a lot of spin and curve and twist on balls from very, very little English, and that will change a good amount over that first 2 weeks to month.
Yeah,
So,
and also like as the table gets played on, there's chalk that gets accumulated on the table that kind of slows it down a little bit. So yeah, brand new table, very difficult. People
Yeah.
think like
they don't understand.
they don't understand. People think that you can play your game on a brand new cloth table is delusional.
Do you know that when I was younger, so I was taught when I was 15 and was immediately sort of a champion player, but do you know that when they would redo the tables, we wouldn't come in and play for the first 2 weeks or so because
Really?
because the ball would be banking so funny. I mean, now I can tell you that there are techniques to go against this cloth, of course, and what kind of English to use for a bank and this kind of thing. You typically actually want to use inside English or low to come off the rail or a spiking ball. If you do any kind of top or outside, it's going to twirl and spin and curve like crazy. So, but yeah, we would literally avoid them for the first couple of weeks and just let the leaguers sort of wear them in, to be honest, and then we would come in and start playing on them because, yeah, I love the new conditions, but not brand new. It can
Right.
be tough. You really have to watch what you shoot.
So Teruko kind of left herself a tester here. She's got to shoot over the 7
Yeah,
ball.
over the ball. Oh, no, seems like she might have room to be
Oh,
level.
okay.
That's a big difference. If she can come very close but not touch the 7 here and use her normal natural stroke, that'll be a huge, big difference on shooting this 5. Yep, she is looking ready to play this morning, I'll tell you. Duddy gave her a little bit in the beginning. Honestly, you know what? She earned it. That freeze safe, you said it. That freeze safe, though, started this off for her in the first game.
But
And
Duddy also made a really good save where Teruko had to try to kick it and then
yeah,
didn't
and that was the
hit it.
game she was
Yeah.
running out.
Yeah, so
and-
the most important thing is that she took a break. Hopefully, Duddy has reset and is going to come back more composed. So at this point, she hasn't had a chance to get on the table because
Yeah.
it was Teruko's break and she's running out right now.
She's on a BNR right here, yes, break and run. And that's what you have to do. When you have the confidence and you've warmed up first before the other player, you really have to try to capitalize.
So we have, for those of us who regularly participate in the chat for the live streams, there's a celebrity in the house. If you see on your screen in front of you, Superman Trick Shots wearing the blue and red top in the top left side of your screen.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he is, if you're wondering what he looked like.
I don't know how you could wonder. He's always there.
Well, in this event, so I think most of the time he's just in the chat because we're in other places.
Yeah, yeah. So Teruko completes the break and run and really puts the pressure on Duddy here.
Well, it's 5-0 right now. There's still several more racks to go, and it's Emily Duddy's break. So she's got to turn this around and
Yeah.
start getting a momentum.
Well, you're not a pool player if you've never been in this position. I don't care if you're an A player, an A plus. I don't, whatever you think you are. If you haven't played pool, if you haven't started not how you expected, or the other player got hot first, if you haven't had those things happen, you haven't played enough.
Yes, mental resilience is definitely a
It's
big part of the game.
yeah, it's very, very, very important. All right, so Duddy never one to have a bad break, or really she's got a good strong
Oh.
break, and just a bad roll here.
That's a bad roll there, but she can push out.
Yeah, she has the choice to push. She could, of course, jump or something, but it's almost a full ball, so I don't expect a jump.
That jump
here.
is a little too close.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, she called a push.
I don't like it here. That's for sure. Too much two ball.
So if you wanted to push, where do you think would be a good push in this situation?
Well, given that Teruko has been the hotter player, I'll be honest, I'm probably would push the ball all the way down to the end rail the other way and leave her really long.
Yeah.
You could push a jump that you like, that you think maybe they won't take, but I probably would have pushed down to on the rail, even with the one on the 9-ball side of the table. So essentially leaving her an open ball, or yourself if she gives it back, but long.
Well, she gave it back. She pushed to this like small position here, gave it back. I would have gone. Oh, so she fouled and is calling it on herself too.
So these two have been very honorable with each other. Right there, I'm not sure what happened.
She grazed a
She
ball.
said she grazed the two with
Yeah.
the cue ball. Okay, I didn't even see it move. But
Well, you know, that's good sportsmanship.
that's what should happen for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
I didn't see it again. These have been very sort of touchy mishits or whatever, right? The first one I didn't see it either.
Yeah.
When Teruko gave the ball to
Yeah,
Emily.
I feel like that a push was not an effective push, because I would have pushed it to the short rail, you know, closest to the bottom of the screen of your view here.
You and I agree
You
there,
know,
yeah.
so because that one didn't have a pocket, the two was blocking it. Teruko might have been able to combo it if she's feeling aggressive, or she would have to save her back. So I don't think that was, you know, thought through.
Yeah, I would have
enough.
tried to lure her into lure her Teruko into shooting that ball long, because she could see it so well. It's when you get pushed and it's your choice, and the ball's laying out in the open like that, I'm always hesitant to give it back to somebody. You know, these professional players can make shots happen, and so I want to be the one to make the shot happen, but you have to be careful with that, because obviously if it's a lower percentage shot, you can make a mistake. So anyway, I just thought that long push that we both agreed on down on the end rail down here, that creates a sort of choice where it's just laying out there in the open, but it isn't easy, and maybe you can get a mistake made.
I just think maybe Emily was concerned if she had done that kind of push that Teruko can stick her behind a, you know, wall of balls or something like that.
Yeah.
But at this point, you know, she's got to change the momentum and, you know, make it harder for Teruko to run out.
Yeah. So basically here she's more or less in the open. It does look like she's over the 5, and it's a draw shot. So
it's very straight, so she has to draw it back.
And
I don't think she can get it around using multiple rails.
yeah, she's elevated over the 5, just an extra little bit of touch, and that can throw you off.
But on these quick tables, the draw is going to be very easy to
Yeah,
take.
you'll get the draw if you have a stroke, and all of these ladies in the pros obviously have a good stroke. So you don't have to worry about the ball drawing back, but she did lose alignment over the 5 ball there.
Yeah, and unfortunately, she kind of had a lucky roll there where Emily doesn't really have a shot. She sees like the edge of the wall perhaps, or she might have to kick and stick right now.
Yeah, she just can't catch a break, and you know, the one break she had, the hanger 9 is looming very large. And
Yeah, I think I would have tried to kick it from behind, kick and stick, instead of trying to skim it on the edge, because now like the 4 ball is right by the pocket.
Agreed.
I mean, this is going to be a stroke shot for Teruko to try to go 1, 2, 3 rail position, maybe even 4. So we will see what Teruko decides to do.
The pathways are mostly open, so I agree with you, and I think she's going to be very aggressive here. She'll take another look at it. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but this is something you have to be careful about. If you even punch the stroke, it's going to rattle in the pocket.
Yeah. Those pockets are playing very unforgiving.
You have to be smooth about your stroke and follow through.
They're playing unforgiving enough that they felt very similar to the 4-inch pockets in the player room, I thought, even though they're a 1/4 inch bigger.
See, Teruko wanted to get multiple rails. Oh, she might get the... Oh,
Wow.
my goodness.
So
She was not intending to.
everything, she was literally in her chair. Everything going right for Teruko right now. And if you're Duddy, you're not out. You have to get all of that crap out of your head. And again, if you're a player, you've been there. And you got to get the crap out of your head, and you got to take advantage of the opportunities you get, and you got to try to turn the thing around.
Well, this is a steep cut. I'm thinking she's going to bank it or play safe.
She looks lined up to bank. I have to agree with you.
No, the bank went a little wide there.
I don't like the speed she shot that bank.
She also looked like she let up a little, like she popped up
Maybe,
and maybe threw
yeah.
the line off.
I think if you're gonna fire the bank to win there, you have to fire it. Comes from, I'm a bank pool player as well as I play everything.
Well, there's an
And,
opportunity now for Duddy to run this rack.
Yeah, this is very important right here for her.
Yeah, that was very punchy. Well, I don't think she's gonna give Teruko a shot here.
You know, with her body language, I can tell she's upset, and I know why she is, but you got to try to get rid of it, and it's easier said than done. When you're sitting in the booth, you're like, hey, you got to cool out or whatever, but when you're in the game, it can be so difficult.
Yeah, managing your emotions, very tough.
It can be very tough.
So
So,
Teruko decided to
smart
play a
shot.
very smart, safe shot.
And good speed. It looks like she's got it locked in. And no, she didn't go for a freeze ball safe, but that would have been too difficult to execute. She went for a nice line of separation, and to me, the perfect shot.
Yeah, she looks like she has to kick it off the rail. Just like that.
Oh, it's a good hit. She's done it back to her. That's a great shot. Look at that. Reverse the
Wow.
position. That is
So
phenomenal.
Emily still is in it. She didn't give up because
no.
this is the shot that you needed to do.
And if you're Emily, you should never get up because, boy, that girl gets fired up and the ball starts just falling in. So if anybody can get fired up and start just smashing balls in, it's her. So anyway, she has turned this around and left really a perfect leave back. So will Teruko hit and stick? Will she be aggressive and try to cut off the rail?
She hit it pretty hard.
Yeah. I can tell you, she may be thinking, I don't want to go off the back of the ball there or make the kind of mistake that's damning because she has such a nice lead here and it's alternating break. So I can understand sort of laying off that ball and not creating the kind of error where Duddy's standing there with ball in hand or something.
Well, I think
But
this is
she can
a
make
little
these.
tricky. She can make this 5. No, the concern about is like getting stuck behind the 7. So she's
Yeah.
got to really think about how she wants to leave the cue ball for that 6 next.
I think it's she's going forward, so I might stun this over, like the first shot of the match. But oh look, perfect. Oh, she missed the ball though.
She was a little offline. You saw that the ball went to the right of the pocket instead of center of the pocket. So still, I think she just is a little not in stroke yet because she's been sitting this entire time.
Yeah, and 10 a.m. pool, that's another factor. It's, most players are not used to playing at 10 a.m. and
I'm definitely not used to
it's
playing
not,
at 10
you don't
o'clock.
ever do your practice at 10 a.m. unless you got a table at the house. And I know people that do have tables at the house that play at a high level in these kind of tournaments, and they literally practice in the morning on purpose. They go down in the morning and hit balls on purpose because it's the only way to sort of get that feeling rolling out of bed and then hitting balls.
Oh my goodness.
So Teruko can do no wrong right now.
Oh, wow, she should be playing the lottery. That's how lucky she is.
Well, so look, another thing with pool's so mental. If you lit the, I'll move a little closer. If you lit the guilt of making a lucky ball get you, it can turn a set around, and you can't do that. You got to just take what you get. Some people say 10 ball, but football has luck, baseball has luck, everything at the high level, professional level, very many sports have an element of luck. Golf, are you kidding me? There's a ton of luck in golf. It's just, I don't think there's anything wrong with, playing 9 ball or whatever. It doesn't have to be call everything or whatever. 10 ball's a great game also, but I just think people get lost in it a little bit. And there's 50 years of history in this league, so we play 9 ball.
Well, Emily
for
took
multiple
advantage
reasons.
of that
She did.
that miss by Teruko and now pocketed the 6. Fortunately, she left herself a steep cut, so she needs to go back and forth Keep it simple.
You know, looks like she will not flirt with the side pockets from that lineup. She's just going to literally go back and forth. And, okay, so she did come back past the side, but she's hit it perfectly. Great judgment. She did not need the spin that I was thinking she might need to put a touch of outside, but she hit it
I feel like
great.
if she put spin on it, that
It'd been too much.
Too much.
Yep, yep. All right, so she gets that first one, and she shakes her head because I know she's a little bit upset with herself, but you got to shake that off. You're 5-1, and Teruko's break, but it's not over till it's over.
So I adjusted my mic and made it closer to my mouth, so hopefully that is better for
I did as
everybody.
well. I'm known to be loud, and I should say, guys, it's quieter in here this morning than it's been before. So I'm trying to be really careful and not affect the play with.
We have
them
plexiglass.
hearing.
Don't worry about it.
Well, you know, I'm always told my voice is just everywhere or whatever. Ashley will tell you she hears me across the room at the mall or whatever. Like, you know, I'm just like.
At least she knows how to find you.
I'm
right?
a little gun shy. Yes, thank God she knows how to find me. Love that woman.
Well, again, thank you everyone for following us on YouTube and listening to this live stream, watching the ladies play. We love to be able to promote pool, especially have more women play pool, and that's really my goal as a good pool ambassador, to introduce the game to people who may not have been exposed to it.
Yes,
right?
it's chess with execution. It's a wonderful game. It's every bit as good as golf or any of these high strategy, high physical demand games, and I don't mean like sweating. I mean like mental and physical eye-hand coordination, delivering absolute straightness time after time after time after time. It's ridiculously difficult. Teruko just breaking well, really doing everything well. Then she laid off maybe a couple of balls in the last rack by not taking a chance, but I can understand not giving Duddy ball in hand and on that kick and whatever. And she has a good lead. So right here with a strong break and control of the rack, she can continue her lead and continue to control the match. So.
Well, now she's got to be careful after she makes this one to get shape for the three, because there's a little bit of some traffic she's got to negotiate.
Ken, that's it's a mixed bag, buddy.
Maybe, Ken, your wife is selectively not listening to you.
All right, so Teruko's lined up. I love her form. I'm actually a big Teruko fan. I think she's got a great game. When she's dialed in, she's dialed in. She's not afraid of anybody. It's honestly, it's hard to believe actually that she's rated where she's ranked right now.
Well, it's all about consistency,
but
right?
It's so difficult. These tournaments are really difficult.
They are, and then the caliber of players that keep coming into the tournaments are higher and higher.
Yeah,
we got a lot of international players that are joining events, and these ladies are killer overseas.
They really are. It's very competitive. Everybody's not here every single time for various travel reasons, and I mean, there's still COVID. There's a lot of things going on, and people don't make every tournament all the time. But the top 40 players has been a higher talent level than in many years, maybe ever.
So the only way you get better is to rise to the occasion by surrounding yourself with success. So
that's it.
These ladies are doing just that.
Yeah, I urge league players that think they're serious about pool. You got to go to these open events. Don't say, "Oh, I don't have a chance," and whatever. It's worth your entry to go give yourself a chance, and you might be surprised. Maybe you don't win the tournament. Maybe you do win the tournament, but maybe you don't win the open. But you might beat an open player that you thought you couldn't beat, and that changes your opinion of yourself. And you won't do that at leagues on whatever night. Now, the league pool is great, and I'm not saying don't play. I'm saying that when you get a chance and there's a big tournament in your town that you can be in, and you think you can rise up and there's more in your game than you're getting, you got to go to those things, and you got to give yourself a chance to perform, and you got to see what you're going to be up against with players that get out and get safe. And
I think that's for most guys have that mentality. Women, unfortunately, depending on your background, a lot of women, they get taught societally that they're not good enough, and
that's
that other people's needs are above their own. So then it really comes into play, like, how do you actualize yourself as a woman and come into your confidence to play this game, because this game is all about being confident.
And, a support system really helps, that's for sure. But, again, I'll say it to any woman out there listening and any guy who wants to tell their woman what's being said. The situation with the equipment and diamond tables and the way the Artemis cushions play has changed the game from a 25-mile-an-hour stroke-driven game like when I was coming up 15, 16 years old, and I'm turning 51 next week. It's changed quite a bit. If you can cut the ball and you have proper technique to draw and so forth, you can play on these diamond tables even when the cloth is not new. So I just think some of these things are older ideas and they need to be changed. I mean, it's just not the same. If you can cut balls and you have confidence and you can get inspired by the other ladies around you or by the men that play well, it doesn't matter how you get inspired. Juniors, they're very inspiring to me. I watch them and I think maybe I should start playing again, So I'm in and out. I play really well, but I'm not really training right now or staying in action. But Ashley keeps telling me, do it, why not? And so there's just a lot of inspirational things going on in pool right now, and the money's coming in too now. So
Yeah, I'm so fortunate and glad to see all these ladies on the tour. And one of the best parts is that we're a community and we support each other. And, we're maybe fierce competitors on the table, but we're hanging out, having dinner, and chit-chatting afterwards. So.
yeah, traveling with you ladies is just so different than the men players that I got away from, basically. I was an IPT qualified player, but it's just a different environment. You guys love each other, then you fight hard, and then you love each other. And
yeah, that's what we need to encourage women's pool. So,
yeah.
I mean, I do get the question every once in a while where people are like, why should women have a separate tour? First of all, you have almost like 100-point Fargo difference between professional men and professional ladies. So the game hasn't equalized when it comes to the skill level.
It's not fully caught up, but it's.
Right.
I'll tell you what, Kelly Fisher. None of these guys are just going to beat her down or whatever. So like, you really, it's getting there. It really is getting there.
Yeah, there's
it's
a number
getting
of
closer and closer.
reasons, but how do women succeed if we don't have our own tour right now? Encourage other women to join and really. And we do have a lot of promising juniors. So junior program, a lot of people
exciting.
are trying to encourage children to play, which is wonderful. But women, we had a little bit of a late start because of a couple of things there.
It's true. And, look, it wasn't long ago that nobody would share information in pool. I was very lucky. I was cutting high school, and, I mean, I'm not saying go cut school, but this is how I met a guy that taught me to play. If that wouldn't have happened, I might not be here. Ashley might not be here.
I know. Most of the old school people are like, yeah, you got to play me for money.
Yeah, you got to play for
and watch what I do.
$40. They might play you cheap sets, but you're still down $500, $700, $1,000 a month to these people.
Yeah, pool has come a long way.
So yeah, it is. It's changing. There's good information available. There's good, caring instructors out there. I'm one of them. That will help you if you're serious. I don't advertise or anything. You actually have to find me. I don't do the pool schools or whatever, but I'm getting found more and more, which is starting to create a lot of lesson time that I'm involved in. But
do you think that Emily can see a piece of this of the ball here? That was a really good save by Teruko.
Yeah, Teruko has just kept her foot on the gas here. She has not made the kind of mistakes that will let the match go swing the other way, and she's had a couple of balls roll in that have really been good for her. And hey, Ray Norgard, I'm a huge fan of Ray. Ray's one of our WPBA players that doesn't make every tournament. She's way better than her ranking because she doesn't get all the points and doesn't have the time to travel. Her work doesn't let her travel as much. Huge fan, though. Great player. Great mindset. Just great, really. I'm always encouraging her to play as much as possible, and I think she's going to try to make Wisconsin.
That'll be good to see you again.
Yep.
So Emily played a really good
great hit
kick on that one ball and left Teruko with.
Oh yes, that's.
I mean, something where she can see it, but I don't. That's why Teruko decided to play a safe because it was very hard to get from the 1 to the 2 there.
So, again, when you're in charge like she is in this match, that safe, not frozen on a ball and out in space, it's really just as good. Emily hasn't been able to get going. You don't want to try to freeze it and leave it open instead. So she took a simple line, hit it nice, I mean really good, and it's still difficult. She's just not firing yet. Great hit.
That was a very nice hit there.
Great hit.
Yeah, I don't think Teruko has that cut to make it into the corner from this view. I mean, granted, the player's view is different than what we see in the commentary booth. I would think that Teruko's going to play another safe and send the cue ball to the top short rail and maybe a soft bank and have the one ball in the bottom short rail.
Yeah, this is a tricky one here because there's not a lot of room between the one and the pocket to do any kind of save. I think she might cut it thin and just try to make it here.
I think she's going to bank it,
Okay,
just like
no,
that.
you were right. Yeah, and she got
Yeah,
it
why
there
would
too.
she do something and
Don't
cut
take
it?
the chance.
That, right, exactly. She
because-
has the lead. She doesn't want to,
4.5-inch pocket though. Would you have cut it?
No, definitely
Still
not. I
no?
would do this. This is, I'm
Okay.
more of a conservative player. If the things are not out in the open, why am I going to try to do something crazy?
I'm giving you some insight into my weaknesses. I might have probably cut that ball, especially on the bigger pocket, because I don't want the other player at the table. But that doesn't mean I'm right. It just it's personal preference a little bit there. And if you move that an eighth of a ball further from the pocket, there is no choice. It has to be the shot you called.
Let's see this other view. Do you think this one goes by this 5? I don't think so. I
Don't
think it's
think
going to
so.
be another safe.
Yeah, I expect a safe here. And Teruko maybe's left. This is the first one she's left out. She's
Yeah, Emily can see this. But then how do you get to the 2? This is
the
the tricky
seven's in the
question.
way. If you really only have a track, you can go all the way around the 7 if you use enough draw and outside, but then now the 3 becomes important, or you roll too far for the 2. So this is not an easy get to the 2.
There's a safety opportunity. If she makes this
Again.
1 and gets the cue ball in the middle of the table, she can roll up the cue ball behind the 3 and
Yeah.
do a small bank on the 2.
Yeah, she elected to try to get through that line that I was talking about and caught the 7. But as you've said, you can still play safe here.
Well, I mean, I think this is a bank safe where she tries to leave the cue ball on the top short rail and then sends the
Straight up
2
two-way.
ball. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that here because.
Or, I mean, if she's feeling good, she could carry the 3 into the pocket, but I wouldn't risk this. She hasn't even gotten any momentum right now, so.
Yeah, so she straight safe. You can't argue with that.
Oh, that's actually very
great
good because
shot.
she's used the balls on the left side as cover.
That 6 is a long way to jump too. I'd hesitate before I jump a ball like that because you can't land it. So.
Teruko's looking at this kick.
Yeah, and
So
that's an open space kick. So, believe if you're Emily Duddy, that's what you want her shooting, right?
Yeah, because now she's got to try to kick and defense her back. This is very difficult.
Yeah. There's no balls down there but the 3. This is just tough, period. It's tough to hit, it's tough to make, tough to safe.
She's calling her extensions. You got to really think about this. Looks like she's doing a 1 rail kick.
Yeah, I like that. I don't have a problem with that. But if she looks high, it's gonna stick. Oh no.
Oh, she ran
She
into
did
the
go 2
3.
rails, but do you see that curve on that ball because of that cloth? But that's what we're talking about, and that got her. That was enough to have it into the 3.
So this is what Emily needs to do is like take away Teruko's momentum, play some safes, turn the tide in her favor.
Yeah.
I think Emily needs to just keep it simple and, just like that. Because I didn't like how her original thought was to go in on the side.
Yeah, no. I think just roll down, keep an angle here to come towards the 4 a little bit, and get things going. That's ideal right there. That's
Yeah, so-
perfect.
Exactly. Now she just wants to be careful not to hit it too hard to get on the other side of this pink 4
Yeah.
because the 5 ball is in the bottom right side.
Yeah, so she wanted to get straight in there, and it just didn't quite roll over as far, and that's, again, that touchy speed. Lonnie was touching on this yesterday when we were in the booth, and I've only played a little bit on these tables when nobody was on them, but the rails are not playing as fast as sort of the table is playing. Is what she was saying, and a bunch of girls had problems with it not going as far for what you stroked as you
I
expected.
think she had too much angle there to try to get it off the rail and get position for the 5. I would have elected to play a safe on the 4 and
Maybe,
hide
yeah.
behind the 6 and
Mhm.
send the 4 to the short rail so that at least the 4 and the 5 are closer to each other, and then make Teruko try to kick.
Good hit. So she masses around the ball, makes a good hit from a tough spot, and I think she's finally going to catch a little bit of a break in that she's not left a straight cut. And I like your choice to be conservative there on that. Once that 4 wasn't straight in, why not hold it up there? You need a lot of games. You need to get table control. You need to slow Teruko down if you can. So I can see.
Yeah, this is where you
your
have to
shot
have
there.
that mental resilience to not be frustrated
Be
by
patient.
the momentum going on right now, and understand that it can shift, and it's within your means to do that. And even though the score says 6-1, you can definitely turn
Can
it around.
always win, yeah. People think, oh, you're out in alternating break. You're really not, because that sort of rhythm that you can get in winter break, it's not usually going to be there. And so for the pros, I prefer alternating break. You know, if you want to do something winter afterwards or do it differently for the pros when they're not in their pro tournament or their pro matches, that's, you know, whatever. I love winter break. But I think for these tournaments, it's such a good thing to do alternating break. Everybody gets a shot to come up. You got to hold your serve. You got to take the other person's serve. It's just a good way to structure a pro tournament, I think.
So Emily decided to take a safe, which I thought was a very smart shot. You know, she could have elected to go for pocketing the 5 ball, but she would have to use spin to get it around
Yeah.
this cluster of balls in the middle of the table for that position on the 6. So that was definitely, especially since she hasn't gone into stroke yet, and just,
Yeah.
you know,
I think she has effectively slowed Teruko down a hair, and she needed that. Teruko was, you know, firing, caught a couple of lucky balls. She was really feeling good for a minute. So
well, Teruko
she's not selling out.
she decided to
she's-
play safe.
They're
She was like, I'm not giving up control of the table. I'm
They're
going to make
both-
you make a mistake.
they're both playing a very disciplined match, which can be hard to do.
Yeah, that's what I like watching the women's pool. It's very strategic. You know, we're not like balls to the wall trying to do stuff that is
Insane.
crazy. Oh,
Oh, wow.
unfortunate. It
God.
went in the hole. It's dark in there. Don't do it.
Oh my gosh! I mean, she's had three really tough rolls that I can think of, and Teruko's had 3 really sort of good rolls that I can think of. A couple balls
Well,
pocketed.
yeah.
Now both players have been making pretty good choices, but you know, when you hit 2 rails and come around and the ball's timing contact into a scratch, it's just rough. That's just a rough shot. So Teruko has ball in hand here, and to be honest, I expect her to try to get back that sort of rhythm that she had going early. And
Well, all the balls are open.
it's
so
all open. Everything's on the right side of everything here. So
she needs to keep it simple and just follow through and stick to her roadmap.
yeah, if she's straight in to the correct side of the 7 here, then she should be good.
She just needs to like hit it. Well, she hit
Oh,
it.
wow.
Wow.
I did not expect that.
I thought she was just
But
gonna
she's
hit it
fine.
soft and
yeah,
then
and
go for
7 the other way.
7 the opposite center
She's hit it
pocket.
perfect though. So
Well, this is a
little
personal
more,
preference.
yeah, a little more risky shot. I don't think there's any argument. That's a little more risky shot what she did, but
Maybe
maybe she
it's-
felt the speed wouldn't
Right.
hold up, and I can understand that. You don't want to decelerate and hit a terrible ball. So
I think everybody has different what I call percentages or shot library.
yeah,
You know, there are things that, you know, that derail shot is maybe 100%
There-
executable
yeah.
for her and low for someone else. So it's a matter of playing within your own.
sure. So
Percentages.
when I train somebody for that, there's an absolute math to it, but there's also how you feel at the moment, what you're comfortable with, and again, you have to take into account the speed of the table and possibly decelerating a ball you're trying to hit too soft and these things getting in your way. So like you say, that personal preference comes in on those close shots like that. So she has finished up that run and is in a commanding space right now.
Yeah, Teruko's on the hill at the moment. So,
Yep.
you know, it would be interesting to see, like, you know, when you get on the hill, does she start getting anxious to close and then we'll start tightening up and making mistakes?
Yeah.
Or if Emily is going to be like, I would say she has nothing to lose right now.
Yeah.
And then she's just going to freewheel it
Mhm.
and just say, I'm just going to try to turn the tide right now.
Yeah, so often people will change what they do. They get to the hill and they're with a big lead. They'll change what they do, and you really need to keep doing what you did to get that lead.
Yeah.
Again, discipline though. It's easier said than done. When you're over there, you're thinking, oh, I'm going to hedge here. I'm going to, you know, and that hedging too much leads to open shots that you weren't giving them before. So
Yeah.
it's just a fine line. Again, that's why it's a great game.
So we have a full day of coverage today. We have, starting with this 10 o'clock match. Our next match is at 12 o'clock. Then we have another match at 2, 4, 7, and 9 o'clock. And this is all Eastern Standard Time.
Is 12 o'clock a winter side round still? Because we have a bunch of winter side matches left, I think. At least 6.
Yeah, I think 12 o'clock round is winter side
winter
match.
side match, so,
unfortunately, I'm not looking at the schedule, so I can't tell you who is playing.
Yeah, I don't have. It's early, guys, and everybody hasn't made it in, so I don't have everything in front of us. But I'm pretty sure the next round's going to be a winter side match, and I would expect a good one. Christina Tkach is still on the winter side. You've still got Margaret Fefalova-Steyer on the winter side. 2 basic phenoms. And others. I don't want to leave anybody out, but I just don't have everybody in front of me. I see Sean is stepping in. That's our Railyard booth. I call him booth assistant. We're his assistants, really. And Kaylee McIntosh being announced as the winner on her table, so she must have played a great set. Looks like about an hour. She beat Tina Larson. And Kaylee, her game has been through the roof, wouldn't you say, Ada?
Yeah, she's called the natural.
She plays great.
So Teruko's got to play Teruko's got to play a safe here. So she's elected to use that clump over there as a cover. So she got a really effective. She got an effective cover here. So Emily, I don't think, can see the balls. She's got to really think about this.
All right. Saying a word to Sean from the Railyard, who just walked in, sat down in the booth with us. And Duddy trying to.
She's trying to kick. Oh, that was just too good of a defense from Teruko. So Emily wasn't able to.
I think you
hit that
saw a
one
little bit
ball.
of frustration right there. Just would have had to call her extension and keep looking at it, and it just too much. I think you had to spin at that ball, right? Hit a one rail crazy spin to hit the one. She just tried to go through that little gap.
Yeah.
And at distance and nothing going right, it's so hard sometimes. And again, if you're, no matter how good a player you are, if you've played a lot, you've had these moments where it seems like you can't make a 2-diamond shot because it's just been so difficult and nothing's working. Maybe your alignment is off somehow. I mean, you're in your head and it's off. It doesn't even have to be off.
Well, I was curious to see if she was going to try to 3-foul Emily for the last rack, but she elected not to.
Yeah.
And she solved the issue of the 1 and the 3 kind of being too close together. So
I'm a huge fan of the 3-foul. I tell Ashley Rice, my wife, all the time. I think it's underutilized. There's nothing wrong with it. I think people get prideful about 3-fouling, but that's part of the game. If you receive the first foul, I coach any player I coach. If you receive the first foul, like a scratch and you get handed the cue ball, depending on the number of balls on the table, the layout, the first thing you should look at every single time somebody scratches and hands you the ball and 3-foul is in effect is, can I 3-foul here?
be curious to see if she has enough angle to get position for this pink 4 ball on the closer to the top right side of the screen.
Yeah, she is pulling back. Oh, nice.
No,
not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough, I think.
I think she needed to use the rail and
That's what
instead
I
of
was
trying
looking
to
at.
spin it.
Yeah. The side pocket was looming large over there. I could see why she might not have.
Yeah, so if you are following along on the progress of the ladies, we are having the bracket at digitalpool.com. The stream table is table 13. So I don't have my phone near me, so I can't tell you what the 12 o'clock match is. But if you're paying attention to table 13 on the brackets, that's where you can see who the next match is at 12 o'clock. Well, Emily has an opportunity to get another one on the board here.
Yeah, this shot, if she's in the flow and has gotten going earlier in the match, is not quite the sort of ball buster that it is right now. This is a tough ball when you've had a tough match. Good shot.
That was
And
really
again,
nice
the
shot.
4 1/4 pockets. It cannot be overstated that these tables are definitely playing tight. And I think the players like it, honestly, but I know I do. But it's different than the 4 1/2, where there's a little more leeway.
So I had a chance to look at the bracket. A 12 o'clock match will be a winner side match, Pia Filler versus Monica Webb. So stay tuned, 12
that's
o'clock.
going to be a good one. So Duddy, pockets. And I see she didn't try to do too much with the cue ball there. She knows that she hasn't gotten the comfort that she needs to do a whole bunch of, elevated cue ball steering right there and just get the ball in. This is natural position to the 9 ball. Let it flow, get another game, and try to press. Good shot. Great shot.
Yeah, she's definitely keeping it simple, stroking through the shots. She definitely looks, in these last 3 shots, much more comfortable than she did throughout the entire match.
It really did. All right, so she gets another one down.
She's not giving up.
7-2, and I believe it's her break, right? Yeah.
Yes. So taking a look around the table while Emily racks, around the room, I mean, Kristina Zlateva is up 7-1 against Stephanie Mitchell. We also have Ashley Rice 4-1 over Alice Adams. Kennedy Myman is tied with Lonnie Fox Raymond at 3-3.
So Lonnie's come back and tied that one.
Yeah, and
Good for her. She plays
Vionique,
great too.
5-3 over Susan Williams and 7-2 Ashley Benoit over Olivia Chang.
I'm a huge Ashley Benoit fan. She had a tough one on the stream last night with Allison Fisher. She made 2 mistakes, I think, or 2.5 mistakes by the math of the way I do my sort of mistake calculating. And I think Allison made 1 mistake. And but it just ended up being all Allison. But it really, the score did not say what had happened if you watched it shot for shot. And you can find our previous stream matches on the WPBA YouTube channel. And again, subscribe, like, donate, buy the one-time use sets of aramith balls for $370 instead of $500-600. These are the ways you can support us, and we need it because it's a non-profit situation. Nobody makes any money. Lonnie donates a ton of her time to make this stream what it is, and I won't even mention my little amount of time or whatever, but nobody's getting paid. This is all being produced with likes and essentially attention. And so we appreciate you. We appreciate anything you can do for us. Share it on your Facebook, share it to your pool groups, and get those people to like and subscribe. It's really huge for us.
Oh, that was a very nice save there.
Yep. Yep. So she's got the cue ball further from the ball you would jump. Once again, the jump is unsafe here.
Well, I feel like anytime where the ball is too close to the pocket, you can jump, or the rail, you could jump it off the table. So
yeah. So there's something called a helicopter jump. I don't see it too often. I know this kid in Tennessee is a master of it. I had to give him a lot of credit for it. I'll mention his name, Reed. Reed Vance. Great player, and he'll land the cue ball on the ball to get the jump and get it to stay on the table. I call it the helicopter jump, and I've worked on it some myself, and I know Ashley has too. It's actually effective. You wouldn't use it any old time, but that's the kind of ball right there where he would have used it probably, and he was quite effective at it. I mean.
So what would you do in this situation? Would you elect to do another save, maybe a bank and try to get the 1 ball on the opposite short rail? Or would you try to go for this combo right now, or a carom?
If I was going to be aggressive, it would be the carom, but that would have a chance to stay over there, so you'd have to hit it firm.
But you also have to think about she's a lefty, and now she's put on her extension because it's a little bit far for her to reach.
I think if you're Duddy, you have to play safe here because you can't just give Teruko the last game. You got to fight to keep her off of a shot. And that
was a really nice brush save.
That's a great choice. It's a great hit. Look at this hit. Perfect. It's not going to do anything. It's going to touch near the nipple of the corner pocket. I mean, perfect. Again, not a jumpable ball. Reed wouldn't jump this. I mean, that's too far. So you got to kick this thing, and that's where you want Teruko here if you're going to try to stage a comeback.
That's a really important safety shot, and it's a feel shot. And I actually won a tournament based on doing that type of shot. So
Yeah.
very effective for people who are studying types of safeties. Learn that safety.
Yeah, it can swing the momentum, no doubt. I think if you go aggressive there, anything goes wrong, Teruko steps up, finishes the set. So she has made a good hit, a great hit, but I don't think it's going to hide. It was close to getting behind the 7. And it was a great hit. As a matter of fact, all of her hits have been full ball, which is what I would be coaching somebody to do most of the time. I think most of the time you want to go full ball. Every once in a while it's thin ball, but just phenomenal.
Yeah, now I think the one ball's in definitely a makeable position, and Emily has the potential to run out here.
Emily has a chance to press the issue. Doesn't she have 2 games? I think the score hasn't changed or whatever. It said 7-1, but she has 2 games.
Yeah, the score is 7-2.
It should be 7-2 in her break, and I don't know if the tablet didn't get pressed or what happened. So, guys, the score is 7-2. Emily Duddy won the last rack and is breaking this rack. It was her alternating time to break, and the score is currently wrong on the screen. All right.
Yeah, both of us can see past to the live stream table, and there's like a flip chart that we can
Yeah, the
reference.
flip chart is right, so I don't know what happened. So both Ashley Benoit has finished her match. I forget the table number she was on, but she's finished her match over in the corner, 7-2 or 3. She won. And Christina Slateva, the Slayer, has won her match in the other corner against Stephanie Mitchell. Duddy looking much more comfortable, trying to get her 3rd game. Again, the 1 is wrong for Emily Duddy there.
The what? Oh, the score.
1,
You
yeah,
mean.
it should be
2.
2 there. I'm not sure if it's a tablet issue
It's
or
tablet, I think.
I think they had it. It didn't record a game yesterday or something happened, so I don't. It may be the same tablet, literally. I think it was a stream table match that happened on.
Now, you'll see here, interesting fun fact, Emily Duddy is actually right-handed and plays pool left-handed. So when she uses the bridge, she uses the right hand
Interesting.
to use the bridge.
I've seen that a couple of times in my years, but I did not know that she was one of those.
You know, Jason Shaw's the same way.
Is he?
If you watch him use a bridge, it's always going to be his right hand because he's right-handed, plays pool left-handed.
Interesting. I play both-handed, but I prefer my right hand, and I shoot with my right hand, and I'm technically considered right-handed. I can throw baseballs and stuff both-handed, though, pretty much exactly the same.
Well, I've been working on my opposite-handed game.
It's good.
It's
It gives you a lot of reach and opportunity to do stuff
well,
without.
as a short person like me, it
Yeah.
definitely gives me more options.
Yeah, for sure. I always encourage people to do that. You know, maybe don't perfect it in the middle of an important match, but when you're practicing and you get a shot that you can offhand, you should offhand and get it proficient enough to sometimes save yourself some difficulty. So Duddy is doing what she does here. She's a little bit straighter probably than she wants to be, so she's got to punch the cue ball over to the 8 just a little.
No, I think she just keeps it simple. It's definitely there. She's thinking about it, but I think she should just hit center ball, and she could even go forward.
I think you got to punch this a little bit, or it might stay over there. I wouldn't want to cut that 8 real far if I was her
I
right
mean,
now.
I personally would like a more follow shot, and I could just follow it and go
But that's going to go very far away.
very far. I'm
Yeah.
not afraid of the long shots. What are you talking about?
I just don't like it for her right now. She's not had the kind of match where I would flow this in. I like her taking her extension, which she did, and I think a little extra force on this one so that you have an easy 8-9 rather than a tough 8 that you're cutting real thin on these tight pockets.
Oh, yeah, she second-guessed herself there. But I don't think she left anything for Teruko.
So a bit of a fortunate roll. I do like the choice, though. I honestly believe the punching that ball a little bit was the right thing. And you see she had an easy out from there. Had she made the ball, it would have been the cue ball wouldn't have moved quite as far. But again, she would have done the hard work on that sort of open shot. And I know that she'll be mad about that. She makes that shot a lot. But she's just kind of had a heady match today, hasn't she?
Yeah, she was under pressure. And
Yeah, it's tough. So Teruko very smartly trying to keep her off of, the only way that Emily can win is if she's looking at balls going in the hole. So
Well, it looks like she doesn't even have an edge of this ball. She's got to kick it
Yeah,
2 rails, 1 rail, do
this
something
one's
else.
tricky. You go 1 rail on these, and with it sticks a little bit, and it goes right around it. So this is a tricky one. And there it was.
Oh, no.
Well, it stuck on both rails, and it played a little longer because of that. So
Here's a chance for Teruko to end the match. Ball
Yeah.
in hand.
yeah.
3 balls left on the table.
And we'll say it again just to be clear. The score should be 7-2 up top. That may or may not end up mattering at this point, but it was 7-2, and this was Duddy's break.
You notice how Teruko left herself an angle? People don't realize you need to leave yourself angles in 9-ball.
Yeah, too many people set up a straight ball in hand and don't give themselves that easier next shot. And when you have ball in hand, you got to take some of the difficulty out of the future balls and use it on where you can put the cue ball anywhere. So proper ball in hand placement, that's another thing. If I'm giving a lesson, I try to do that with everybody. And advanced players make that mistake. They set up these stroke shots on ball in hand when you could be following into an easy leave. And one of the ways you can solve that, play the ghost. The ghost beats your butt with that.
People don't understand the natural line, or the tangent line, and how that
Just
works.
roll through it. Yeah.
I think I see a lot of amateurs, they do crossing the line.
Yeah.
And she hit that very
Teruko
confidently.
fires it in, and really she played a great match. She had a couple of balls float in. The energy was hers the whole time, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Congratulations to Teruko Macklin on her victory against Emily Duddy, 8-2.
Great shooting, yeah. It should be 8-2, guys, and it was great shooting by both players, really. Duddy just couldn't get it going.
Yeah. So stay tuned for 12 o'clock. We have our next match will be Pia Philo versus Monica Webb. I thank everybody for watching, liking, and supporting the live stream at WPBA. My name is Ada Leo, and signing off here.
Ray Bourne from Atlanta, Georgia, and thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us in the booth. And so we're going to stop the stream and restart it.
Is it Pia the Killer Filler, or what are they?
Yeah, the Killer.
That's what it should be. I don't know, but so it's the assassin versus the killer. Anyway, this next one's going to be a barn burner, I'm sure.
Yes, there's going to be some murderous nicknames against each other. So, yes, stay tuned, 12 o'clock, and thank you to our host location, Railyard Billiards in Louisville, Kentucky, for hosting the 2024 CueSpeed Napa Invitational. And, continue for more rounds, 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7, and 9.
Yeah, we got pool all day today, folks, and it's going to get better and better and better.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks, people.